was thinking about live streaming you guys since you have to play against each other in week one.
So the last championship we just had in 25, I live streamed it just because I was like, this is the last one that we're gonna have, so I did it. And I was like, I might do it every time I play somebody.
Should have announcers, just somebody in the back. I was like, we could just do it here.
I was gonna
y'all
say,
both set up. I'll be here just like talking trash.
Maybe we could figure it out.
Welcome to Who Knows podcast. This is the Brew Bros studio. We got the three of us. We're back. I had some important life things happen, but yeet. What's going on, fellas?
Great, man. I wasn't in the mood to pod when I walked in the door. Now I am.
Yeah, well, that happens when you talk about video games.
Mm-hmm.
College football do that to you.
That he chugged his coffee.
Did I was telling him I didn't want
it was all the way full, and then by the time we started, it's basically gone.
Coffee. I'm telling you, I found this iced coffee or this cold brew at Costco, and it's great.
What brand is it?
Like Wander or something like that.
Wander.
It's got like a black bear on it. This is just a regular black cold brew. They have a vanilla one too, but
is that the one you always see the like?
It's always on Instagram.
Yeah.
So they started
like a box.
Yeah. Well, they started selling it at Costco, and I was like, well, I always see this on Instagram. I should try it. And it's like 4 like milk carton type of things in a box for like $20. I was like, sure, I'll try it. It's delicious.
Those are flavored, right?
Not this one. They do have a vanilla one. I think Costco only sells the black one.
Got it.
But yeah, online they got a ton of flavors. There's like I've seen like banana pudding recently.
That was the one I saw too.
And they must have just released it because it's flooded my timeline.
But
it's good. It is good. And I get nervous doing it, like ordering stuff off of Instagram because you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and it seems to be more expensive that way. When Costco's like, here's 4 things of it for $20. I'm like, sure. Why not?
Check it out.
Have y'all ever dabbled in the? Because there's all kind of flavored like coffee creamers now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just tried and true. Just give me the French vanilla and I'm good. I don't need like the cinnamon toast crunch, the fruity pebbles, the like Boston cream pie, like
Boston cream pie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give an answer, and he's gonna laugh.
I'll just shut up. I know
there was a limited edition Oreo flavor one. It was good. I've never seen it again. But so like I don't put enough in it even to like really get the flavor of it. I'm kind of just like I prefer milk. Like if I'm gonna put anything in it, I just want milk. But usually we have like the original, was it Coffee Mate or whatever it is at work, and I use the original one. But the guy I work with, he drinks creamer with coffee. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we'd always buy new flavors and he would try them out. And that one was good. The Oreo one was very good. Which one did you say you liked?
I just like the French vanilla.
Yeah, French vanilla's good.
That's the classic.
Yeah,
there you go. That's a good one.
When I worked in hotels, I started drinking coffee. I'd set up the breakfast in the morning at the little Hampton Inn I worked at and give me coffee and a couple pumps of the French vanilla.
Yeah, I don't really get crazy with my coffee flavors. Like,
yeah,
I get vanilla, which I feel like is pretty straightforward as a coffee flavor. I'll do like white chocolate sometimes if I'm really. Seems like around Christmas time I tend to go to white chocolate. I don't know if it's just like a, you know what I mean? It just kind of happens.
Easy white chocolate.
So I'm pretty straightforward. Or I'll do like cane sugar or something is what I like. More syrups than creamers for me. Patty's just a black guy.
Yep.
Respected.
I don't know how to. Yeah.
Listen, to be fair, I wasn't. But then, like, once I started hanging out with him, and he would just kind of get when we started doing the brew bro stuff, and he would just get like black iced coffee. Mm-hmm. It kind of just like rubbed off on me, and I would get it. And I was like, some of these cold. I don't love like black hot coffee. I can drink it.
Yeah.
You know, but like something about just a black cold brew.
Depends where you get it. Some of them, they got the good beans.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it's all about the beans.
Luckily, there's a lot of places around here that have just good cold brew.
Yeah, this is the mecca of coffee.
I think so. It might be.
Let's just stamp it now.
It might be.
Covington, Louisiana, North Shore.
The mecca of coffee.
Actually, just North Shore, not Covington, because Syringe or whatever.
The mecca of coffee.
We do have Folgers started out here, so I mean, technically,
I'm telling you, best part of waking up. I can't even speak.
We do have good coffee. I mean, but we got community. Community's
talk about
good
a good
too.
jingle.
That is a good jingle. That's
the
back to the last episode.
I was did we mention that?
That's
what we like to call a callback.
That's right.
And that's a callback. Oh, man. The good old days. What are we doing with our lives?
I don't know, man. What are you doing with your life?
I don't know. I've got a baby. I had a baby, guys.
Well, you didn't have the baby.
Well, yeah, it's true.
He did his part. Okay.
He did his part.
I put
He
in
did
work.
50% of it, you know.
Okay. Put in work. Don't.
His kid entered the transfer portal, you know.
My wife hates it because I get to drinking, and when that conversation comes up, I will fully share what work was put in. I cannot do that here. There's too many ears and eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have topics? I got topics.
I thought
Probably.
I had topics. I do not.
You talked about callbacks. You talked about something that's a small inconvenience, and I wanted to add something to the list if
Okay.
it counts.
Yeah.
Just rain. Just rain in general. We went to Monster Trucks on Saturday with my son, and it was perfectly sunny. Wasn't supposed to rain all weekend. Not prepped. Don't have an umbrella. No jacket. Nothing. We get out, and it's raining, and it ruined everybody's mood. Because we walked from my work to the Smoothie King, and
That's a nice walk in the rain.
yeah, we got dropped off there, and we're like, well, we'll walk back. It's sunny. Maybe we'll stop and get some on the way. And it rained for an hour. So we're literally hopping underneath things while it's not raining or trying to avoid the rain. And it's just eventually a taxi pulled up and was like, you need a ride? I was like, yeah, I guess.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, just pay me what you. I had to go not even a mile. And it just, I don't know. It just took what a 15-minute walk could have been to an hour. Just for a slight inconvenience of rain. And then happened today. My car, for whatever reason, thinks if I put a 40-pack of water bottle in my passenger seat, it thinks it's a human. So it dings the seatbelt thing until I buckle this, my imaginary friend of water bottle until it goes off. Because it thinks someone's sitting there, even though it's just the water bottle. And it's just ding, 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 ding.
That one is slightly annoying. I'll give
And
you
it's
that.
like, you're a smart car. Come on. That's not a human.
I bring my dogs to the vet in the car. They always sit in the front seat. Same thing. Just like beep, 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 beep.
So you got to fake buckle it. And then what do I do? I got to protect the water bottle. You got to put it around the front end and then make sure it stays in place, you know?
You're not even fake buckling. You're
Yeah.
you're just like, you know what?
You know what?
Maybe-
Safety first, baby.
Maybe it's on to something here.
So
Maybe
then
I
it
should-
led me on a rabbit hole. I got a kick out of this, and so I figured y'all get a kick out of this too. It was what mild inconvenience would you curse upon your enemy? So the first 3 or 4 kind of made me chuckle. It's the top one was having to write a captcha every time they text message someone. There's always one less step on their stairs that they expect. This one had me die too. That they constantly fumble things for the first time they reach for them. Go to write with that pen, it just fell on the floor. Go to unlock your door, just dropped your keys. Go to grab your drink from the dispenser, it's now spilled everywhere. And then the last one, it was the pockets of their jeans are large enough for a phone, but tight enough so it's uncomfortable when they walk.
So when I worked at the hotel, I guess the statute of limitations here is passed. When people used to be assholes to me, I was a valet. So when people used to be assholes to me, if I would get in their car and I noticed they had one piece of gum left, I'd take it. Only if there was one piece. Because if they had, like, everybody knows when they have one piece of gum left in their pack. I was like, they're going to want this. They're going to think at some point in the day, they're going to be like, oh, I need this piece of gum. It's not going to be there. I wouldn't throw the pack away. I would just take the piece of gum and just leave the bag. Sometimes I wouldn't even eat it. I'd just take it. Like, so people would be like, you ever steal things out of people's car? I'd be like, nothing of value ever. But in those situations, yes, I would take their last piece of gum. So
It's a power move.
it is. But it's a mild inconvenience that I would put on somebody who was an ass. You want to be an ass? I'm going to teach you a lesson in the smallest way possible.
What I love about this is you worked in the quarter, so people were probably out drinking, and they get you get that
They want the gum.
nasty mouth, and you're like,
Mhm.
oh, let me get that gum, and it's like, oh no,
Who doesn't have to drive? Who doesn't want a piece of gum driving back across the Twin Span or the Causeway at 2 a.m.?
Keep
Keeps
you
them awake. Yeah.
Right. What if I was responsible
You,
for
may,
it?
you may have killed someone.
Shouldn't have been Nick.
Damn, Dave killed a guy.
Maybe. Who knows?
We should lay low for a while, man.
We got to look up any recent car wrecks when Dave was working.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like 15 years ago, so maybe who knows?
What is statute of limitations? I was actually had that thought the other night. I thought about sharing some old stories of mine, and then I was like, I don't know if I can share some of these stories on the podcast.
Who knows if that's even like a real thing? Like it feels like that's something that somebody just made up to get people to admit they did shit wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Did some dumb things as a kid. I actually had this thought in church because like my pastor's talking about dumb things he did as a kid. And I'm like, yeah, I've done some dumb things too. I should actually talk about this on the podcast. And then I had all these memories flood back to me. And I was like, I could go to jail for some of these things. Maybe we shouldn't bring this up.
I've said in the past how I used to like, when I was a little kid, I used to think the balloons in the little flower section were free. So every time I went to the grocery with my grandma and my mom, I would take a balloon. Just thought they were free. And it was like years before either one of them realized I had done it. I never knew I was doing anything wrong, but I had to have stolen at least 100 balloons in my life.
Listen, when I was in college, times were tough. Okay, and, so I did some things when I worked at academy. Not proud of.
There you go.
But I had to survive.
This is the one thing I'll share. My friend group coming out of high school and going into college were featured in the newspaper, but they didn't have a name for the friend group. They just said there's a ring of individuals doing X, Y, and Z. So it was a little bigger than
Nice.
I had some Crime Stoppers.
I won't name any names, but I had a lot of cool keychains in high school from friends.
Okay.
But I won't name any names.
No.
Jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay, I had some sports topics. You want to talk about sports?
Yeah, let's talk about sports.
I had a question, and then maybe it leads to a conversation. What is more exciting and or boring? I guess we could take that approach. The premise of this is like, I think all these are boring.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Summer League basketball, the MLB draft, the third quarter of an NFL preseason game.
If I had to rank them, preseason game is last, like most exciting of that group.
Okay.
Because at least there might be somebody in there who's come out of nowhere and makes a cool play or something, or like starts like I think Victor Cruz went off in the third quarter of a preseason game, and that's how he got his.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I was at a bar.
Yeah, like that's like I feel like that happens at least once a year. Somebody does something big in the third quarter of a preseason game that gets them a job, and it's on the field. So there's always the chance that somebody makes a cool play. Summer League, was it 3?
MLB draft.
Summer League is second because again on the court you probably get something, but that's some bad basketball, bro. I was watching the other day. I was like, even like Jeremiah Fears, like he's fun, right? Like he's an exciting player. He's smooth. For the rest of it, I was like, this is terrible basketball.
It can be ugly.
Like it's very clear that everybody is out there for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, this is ugly as shit. and then the MLB draft has to be the most boring thing.
That's actually what prompted me to ask this question.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that was today. And I was like, oh, that's today.
There's just nothing that, like, they can't trade the picks. Nothing can happen.
There's nothing exciting either as far as it's NBA drafts like that to an extent, but not near as much as MLB. It's always best player available. So, like, the Pirates, we had 6th pick. We drafted a pitcher. And everyone's like, we need offense. And I'm like,
yeah,
this is for like 3 or 4 years from now.
That's the other issue. It's also, and I think we've talked about this in the past with baseball, where it's like, well, in like recent years, in the last 2 years, you've had the top picks actually come up within a year. But it's like Cade Anderson made a name for himself in the College World Series. You won't see him again in a meaningful game for like, unless you're like a baseball sicko that's like watching minor league baseball. You're not going to see Cade Anderson for another year.
Yeah.
And it's like, who cares? Like, why do I care who my team is drafted? I texted y'all, the Rangers drafted a guy whose last name is Fiend. And the only reason I cared was because I was like, I know his walkout song. But other than that, I texted it to Dalton. Same thing. He's like, is he good? I was like, dude, I don't know. I was like, we'll find out in a few years, I guess.
He's going to start in the league where they play with chain link fences.
Yeah.
And then
also, he may never, ever, ever, ever play for the Rangers. Ever. Whether maybe because he's not good or he just gets traded and we never see him.
Yeah.
Like,
That's crazy. MLB the player system in general is insane. Like, even if he is good, he still may not play
Yeah.
because there's someone ahead of him, and then he's stuck in AAA for years until he gets traded, or AA.
Right. Like these dudes, it's so crazy. Like the way, it's funny how MLB trades work. Like the way the players turn out. Like there's never been a good return for a superstar ever. Like it's like they trade 10 prospects and like none of them are good.
Mm-hmm.
Or like
I think the last good one was whoever the Nationals had traded, where they got James Woods, C.J. Abrams, and Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah,
and they end up all working out pretty solid.
C.J. Abrams kind of sucks.
Yeah, he's still batting like 2.
He can bat. He cannot play shortstop. Another conversation though. Anyway, the best. Now we're in the baseball weeds. The Marlins have actually been involved in a couple good ones. So it was involved in the same players. So it was like Zach Gallen and Sandy went to Miami. And then Zach Gallen was traded from Miami to Arizona for Jazz Chisholm.
Shout out to the Baby Cakes, because both of those guys played for the Baby Cakes.
Yeah, yeah. So they would have been at the same time. That's right. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so it was like all 3 of those players actually became like all-star caliber players, which is probably the only time I've seen that happen, where every player in the trade being traded multiple times becomes an all-star. Although Zach Gallen also kind of sucks now, so that's life. Sandy too. Wow.
Is Sandy bad now?
No, he was coming off of, he had Tommy John last year.
Mm-hmm.
He was bad to start the season. The last month he's been a little better.
He got rocked this last outing. He's got like a 7 ERA almost.
Yeah, but that's from the first half of the season. That was the first bad start he's had in probably 2 or 3 games.
Yeah,
at least
he'll work through it.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
I feel like Sandy's that's happened to Sandy before, where he started pretty rough and he had a pretty shit ERA.
Yeah. Well, when you're like one of the few guys who actually throws 9 innings, I feel like you're gonna wear down pretty quick. Like when that's your thing, and you go through Tommy John, and that can no longer really be your thing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
it's tough.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
The Pirates like to trade 4 prospects and not get them.
It was kind of funny because like the commissioner was expecting the draft to be like a big media event. He said, I guess they do it during All-Star weekend, and he's like he's expecting it to be a big media event. Wasn't a soul there.
Dude, there's
not a soul.
The disconnect that these people that run this league have with what happens in the world.
Yeah.
People don't care about that at all. People barely care about the NFL draft.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
The first round is about it. Maybe the second round.
I think the first 2 days people are dialed in.
Yeah.
Once you get into the third, it's like, let me get the alerts on my phone and we'll see what's up. Yeah. But like the first round of the NFL draft is on prime time for a reason.
Yeah, it's a party. I think that's probably part of it.
Yeah.
And there might be a big trade. There's big names.
Yeah.
The MLB draft is nothing like that.
The NBA, you're only tuning in to see the trades that happen.
Yeah.
Because like usually after like the top
it's boring. 5
prospects. I don't think people care about college basketball anymore. I think like the top 5, after the top 5 picks, people are like, who the hell is that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially when you start throwing in the foreign names and stuff like that.
I learned who Jeremiah Fears was like a week before the draft. Like I was like, I don't know who this kid is, but I like him.
Only knew him because being an Oklahoma fan.
Yeah, right. Well, I usually know the Miami guys, but when like Miami sucks, I'm like, why do I care? I just don't think people care about college basketball the way they used to.
Yeah.
I think they care more about women's college basketball now than they. This is another conversation I think we've had, whether it's here or somewhere else. I think people care a lot more about, like, I think the stars of college basketball are all on the women's side. Almost all of them. I mean, you had Cooper Flagg this year. This was kind of a bad year for that argument, I guess, because the top 3 picks in the NBA draft were pretty big names.
Yeah.
But then, like, on the women's side, the last 2 years, it's been like name after name after name.
I would say that this is going to be a hot take, but I would say the WNBA is doing a better job right now generating buzz for their league than the NBA.
Yeah.
And they're adding 3 teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're expanding. So they got to be doing.
Yeah. Well, if you think like the WNBA, like realistically is like a fledgling league still.
Yeah. I mean, they're losing money every year regardless.
Yeah. Like people think it's finally blown up, but it's very much still like a fledgling league that's growing.
It's trending in the right direction, finally.
Right.
Because for a while, it was trending the other direction.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
Right. And meanwhile, we've gotten to the point with the NBA where people are like, how can we fix this? It's kind of like where the NFL was a a few years back. It was like, this is not fun to watch right now.
Yeah.
So that like it feels like they're at a breaking point, which every sport goes through. Baseball was there for a while. They finally made some changes, and it's a little bit more enjoyable to watch.
I'd still believe with baseball, like you have to be a true sicko. You have to be a real baseball guy.
Yeah.
It's not for casuals anymore.
Yeah. It is nice though that you can just watch a whole game in like an hour and a half. Although we went to the Padres game, and it happened to be one of the games that goes like 3 hours. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like they put up like 6 or like 11 runs in the first like 3 innings. And I was like, oh, that was fun. And then I realized we were there for an hour. I was like, no, I want to go home.
Here's my take on that. I would love that if it was just me and my wife, like it was probably you and your wife. I would love that because you're just there watching baseball, drinking beer, and eating hot dogs. You can just hang out. Me, that sounds like heaven. And I don't even really like baseball that much. Now, if I have my kids, get me the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I got to go.
Part of it was like our last night there. We were leaving in the morning. And I was like, I want to go home or like go back to the hotel, get packed. I still had to pack and everything. So that was in the back of my mind.
Mm.
We planned this to be like, an hour and a half. We'll be done for the night. We go do what we got to do. Like grab dinner and go do what we got to do. And I was like, we're going to be here all night long. We didn't even stay. We left in like the 7th inning. I was like, I get the point. I don't really care what happens in this game. We're leaving.
Yeah.
We got to see the stadium from
The stadium was cool. Yeah, well, I mean, I could have watched the game from my hotel.
It was way back and packed and caught the last inning.
I'm going to San Diego soon, actually. Baseball won't be. It's August.
San Diego.
Yeah, they might still be playing.
It might be. If they are, I mean, the stadium's great.
Yeah, we're going there for golf, but
the stadium, I think I would tell you to go to the stadium just so you can see the area where we stayed, because I think you would really enjoy the area we were in.
the light lamp.
Yeah, gas lamp.
Gas lamp.
We can go
It was
play Torrey
great.
Pines, bro.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going for a work. It's a work outing, but I think that's gonna be like our team bonding things. We're going to hit Torrey Pines, which should be fun. But there's guys that I work with that are like scratch golfers, and I'm scared to death. I don't want to do that.
When we go to Dallas, he wants
Turn
wants
into a
to
scramble.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
They were like, is everybody okay with that? I was like, listen, here's how I'm looking at it. If we're bad, we're just gonna make this a scramble real quick.
When we go to Dallas, he wants to play, and like all the guys out there all play like every weekend, and he's also very good. And I'm very clearly the worst, by probably a good 25 strokes.
We need to convince Dalton to go get us out of that Blue Jack National Tigers course.
I'm just like, I texted Dalton. I'm like, dude, I'm just there for the vibes because I'm terrible. Half the time when I go with people that are good, there'll be holes where I don't even play.
Oh, dude. No, first of all, I'm playing every hole. I don't care. Yeah. I'm the guy, though, that I send reels to my buddy who loves golf. He's like my golfing buddy that we literally just exchange reels back and forth about golf. And it's always shit like me 9 beers in walking up to tee off as the 4th man in the scramble. Like, it's just funny shit.
I can't play golf with people. Like it's not that I can't play golf with people that are good, because like he's really good, but he's not like serious about everything. Like he doesn't really give a shit. It's a fun time to go. So that I have no problem with. But like I went play one time by myself, because every now and then I'll go through these stretches where I just go by myself to try to practice. And like this guy just like, he rode up on me. He's like, "Can I join you?" And I don't want to be like, "No." So I started playing with him, and he was like he was like, I hit the ball like in the rough. He's like, or somewhere. He's like, all right, club length. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I was like, I just want to play, bro.
Hey, buddy, I changed my mind, actually.
Yeah, I'm like, that is not why I'm here.
I'm just trying to hit some clean shots.
Did you fluff your lie up over there? Yes, I did. I am playing for fun.
Like if it was me, like if I went to the sand, I'm like, this lie sucks.
Well, it reminds me and my brother, we played. We were going to play, he had came down recently, and we were going to play, I think it was in March, and we were going to play in Slidell, but the course was closed for tournaments. We ended up going out to Mississippi and playing. And so it was one of the courses where it's like the fairways are kind of next to each other. So it's just a twosome when we're there, like right as they open, and there's another twosome. So we're shooting this shit with this twosome in the lobby. And so they're like, yeah, you guys go ahead. We're in no rush. So then we get to like the 3rd hole, and then they're on the 2nd hole, and they pass us. They're like, hey, you guys want to join? Me and my brother looked at each other like, no, we really don't want this. Yeah, well, we'll let you know. Well, maybe here in a little bit. All right, if you guys want to, if you want to play 2v2, just let us know. That was the big thing. Like, I don't want to play 2v2. Like, it's just me and my brother. We're just kind of doing our own little thing. And then, so the whole round, we're literally just passing these dudes, and they're just constantly asking us. And then it gets to like the back nine, and we're just like, we think we're good, man. We'll let you know. And then we're like, I told my brother, I was like, we gotta fucking play these next holes fast so that we gonna get away from these guys. And I'm like, you don't want to be an asshole, but you're like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
No thanks, buddy.
It's just because there's like golf can have such a difference in play styles.
Yeah.
Like I said, and you don't want if they ended up being just like you'd be like,
Yeah.
this is great.
Mhm.
But you don't want to get paired up with somebody that's too serious when you're just vibing out.
It's like a 1v1. It's just me and my brother. Like we're doing our own thing. Like we don't need a 2v2. Like like maybe another time. Man.
Is golf the sport that takes itself too seriously?
It depends, like who you are.
Yeah.
I think baseball falls in that category too. Sometimes people get really serious about.
If
things.
if it's like not a professional, but like somebody who's really good,
Mhm.
like a casual golfer, are they the people that take themselves too seriously? My other nomination would be really good bowlers.
Oh yeah,
Because like the whole like walking up on side of them thing, like they'll get pissed.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like those might be the two sports. Tennis could probably be that. I've never really played anybody that's good at tennis, but I could see them being anything that's almost like that involves being part of like a club.
Yeah.
I feel like
Maybe, but I think for me, so I grew up, my dad played golf my whole life. I was always on the golf course. So as a 7-year-old or a 6-year-old who's on a course with a foursome or a threesome, and I'm just like tagging along, I'm walking in people's lines and shit, and I'm getting yelled at. I'm getting like popped in the head. So I learned very quickly certain, aspects of etiquette. So now I don't even think it's just second nature.
Yeah.
But I think probably like there's a lot of people that are going to get pissed off depending on what you're doing.
the same thing. I used to go golfing like every weekend. I'd be there.
Mhm.
Never always played, but you just kind of pick up on things like you're saying. But my cousin is like a really good bowler, and I kind of would go with him all the time. Same thing. You pick up on like the etiquette of it.
Yeah, the whole like walking up. As soon as you said it in my head, I was like, "That's funny," because I was in a lot of bowling leagues and I was on a bowling team, and I fucking hate when people walk up on the side of me when I'm bowling.
Yeah, I've never been in a league, so like when I'm just casually bowling, like I don't care. But even then, like I know not to. Even when it's clearly a group of people who wouldn't care.
Yeah.
If I was like with my little cousins or something, I'd be like, "Hey,
yeah." We went to the new bowling alley out here in Mandeville, and like we were just drinking and throwing some balls. And there's some serious bowlers that got put next to us, and I was like, "Oh no," because we had kids with us. I was like, "This is not going to be good." So like,
just like bringing out the roller, dropping.
Right. I'm more concerned because I'm like, "Hey, stay here, here. Don't go bother." You know?
But also, if they complain about your kids, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, probably.
So,
they were actually really nice guys.
Yeah,
too.
they usually are. But like, if it's not like a league night and it's not my fault. You're super serious and it's just like a casual bowling thing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do my best. But if you get mad about my kids, we're gonna have a problem.
No, these guys were like breaking in their new balls, and their balls had like GoPros in them.
What?
Or like a camera in it.
That's
and
crazy.
I was like, "This is cool," but like you're clearly a very serious bowler.
That's cool.
Tracking the spin rates. I think golf can be like that depending on who you're with, but for the most part, it's no one's really going to give a shit whether you're good or not. You'll get the occasional. Like I've even played with some guys that, it's playing with my dad and all his buddies, and everyone's fine. But it's like I'm across the green and there's a shadow where I'm just moving my putter, and he's like, "Can you be still?" And I'm like, "Okay." I realized we were on the PGA Tour. Like it's not that serious. But
yeah. See, I think that polices itself because at that point it's like, all right, I just don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's eventually what it turned into. He eventually got his invitation rescinded from the groups.
That's funny. Made me think. You ever? Oh man, what is the name? She's Out of My League or something is the movie. You ever seen that?
I feel like I have.
So it's like it's the guy's like a super nerd and he ends up
Oh yeah,
dating
with
the
Jennifer.
I don't know what her name is. It's some blonde chick. I don't know.
Jennifer Lawrence.
No, it's not like one of them.
Oh.
But
It sounds like that.
damn.
The one.
but anyway,
Well,
she
he's in there, isn't he?
it's not like one of the
I know you're
hot actresses that everybody knows. You'll know who it is when you see her. You'll be like, "Oh, she looks familiar." But the guy from shit, I'm blanking on his name. But anyway, there's a scene where they go like on a bowling date, or not a date. Like the guys are all bowling together and they're in a league, and he walks up on this dude, like this super serious guy, And he complains about him walking up to him, and he's like, "Really, bro?" He's like, "All these fucking lights and sounds and everything." He's like, "Me walking into your fucking peripherals is what's gonna be your issue." Like, he just calls out the ridiculousness of it, and it makes me laugh every time. Because I'm like, it's so true. Like, there's so much shit going on in a bowling alley that this is what's gonna throw you off.
Yeah.
Good movie, underrated movie.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to.
I like it. Good time. I like it.
Yeah, I just going back to it, I try to set the tone very early when I'm playing golf with people and just let them know, hey, like, I'm not taking this very seriously. Yeah. Okay, I'm just here to hit some good shots, get excited about the good ones, overlook the bad ones, drink some beer.
I'm not even keeping my score. Like, once it starts to get up, like, I've never broken 100, so like that's always the goal, right? Once it gets to be very evident that that's not going to happen, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, so like my old boss, he'd leave work at 2:00 every day, and he'd go play 9 every single day, Monday through Friday. And he would ask me, he'd be like, "Hey, whenever you want to come play," he's like, "I can wait. When you get off at 5, we can go play." Or he's like, "Or you can come on your off day and we'll go play." And like, I assume he's good because he plays so much, or at least serious about it. And I didn't know how to be like, dude, that's just not like, it's not me. Like, I don't. Also, does your opinion lessen of me if I'm just god awful at golf?
Here's my question for you. Does your opinion lessen of somebody else if they're just really bad at something all of a sudden? Because I've been on a golf course before with, like, when I was younger, with like my uncles who, like, I just really looked up to. And then I watched them get up there and shank it into the woods 15 times. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Not golf, maybe other things. But I understand, like, at least now in life, I understand how difficult golf is. So like, I see somebody shank it and I'm like, yeah, life, bro. Like, like I get it. You know, like, that's the hardest, but maybe, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like simple things. When I used to play like pickup, when we would play basketball, when there's somebody who comes out there that looks athletic and then they shoot a shot and it's like, what was that? You know, those people.
And those are always the same people who are like dunking pre-game.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Like, oh, he's gonna be good, and then you're like,
all of us have been around football players or played football, and we've all been in that situation where like the most athletic person you've seen on a football field shows up to play basketball for the first time. Like, you've seen him for the first time, and you just assume there's no way this person isn't at least decent. But football players make the best football players make the worst basketball players. And every time I'm like, it puts, like, if it was somebody that's so much more athletic than you, that brings them down back to your level. You're like, at least I can somewhat play basketball. You may be great on a football field, but you are terrible at this.
Yeah.
So
makes you feel good.
Yeah. So maybe it doesn't lessen my opinion of them, I guess, because I know how great they are at something else, but it makes them feel a little bit more personable. You know what I mean?
Humanizes them a little bit.
Yeah. There you go. That was the word I was looking for.
Everybody's got their thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything that I see somebody do so bad that I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Maybe voting.
That's a good one. That's a good one. There's a lot of stuff happening with that.
That was in my head for a minute. I didn't know if I wanted to make that joke.
That's a good one. Oh man.
Being a vegan.
The clip is absolutely going to be. Is there anything that lessens you?
Maybe
Voting.
Yeah. Clip it.
You said you had sports topics.
I mean, not really. That was really the one.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I had y'all know I love my little Twitter debates that pop up on my feed every once in a while that people go back and forth on. And the one that I saw this past week was about coworkers and should you view them as strictly just your coworkers, or is it okay for your coworkers to be good friends? And in my opinion, like, if you have a good job and you like your job, you're gonna have friends there.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard not to. Most of the time you're spending more time with your work family than your actual family. And so, like, some of my best friends, like one of my buddy, the Denny that's in the little Dynasty League, he was one of my managers at the time. Then he got promoted to GM. I got promoted to AGM. And that was like the funnest 2-3 years there. Like, we just fucked around and had fun. And he was the same age as me. We had the same interest. And it's hard. Like, and people were going back and forth on it, but to me, it's so hard to go into work and just be like, this is work. I'm not gossiping with anybody. I'm not telling anybody my business. I'm just coming here to work and I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think like that's fine if people want to be that way, but I think that you're really limiting yourself in your relationships. Like you could have lifelong friends. Like I've made many lifelong friends at every job I've ever been at.
Yep.
I think that there's probably something to power dynamics sometimes. Like maybe if you're like the GM, you shouldn't be hanging out with like certain people at a bar at 3 a.m.
Right.
But like, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You make friends. Like I don't know. I'm on your side here.
Yeah. I was gonna say I haven't had a single job where I didn't make like at least one friend that I hung out with outside. Like the job I'm at now, I only have like one person that I guess I would consider a friend, but like he come to my house, like he's been to the kids' birthday parties, and that's like I couldn't imagine not like I don't know I can't put myself in the mindset of like work is just work. Like these people are like I guess I get it, but I don't know. That feels so unenjoyable.
It's so
to me.
and it seems so introverted, and it's like, I mean, we've like my first job and your first job too in high school was working at Wendy's. Like it's not the funnest job ever, you know, but just knowing that you're going to go to work and you're working the same shift as like your friend or something like, and you're just going to shoot the shit the whole time. I mean, it makes it an okay job to where you can stay there longer than what you typically would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it all depends on the person. I really do. Like some people are more introverted. Like in my industry, like there's people that will be like engineers, for example, and there's just different mindset, different types of people. They work remote. They don't like to interact. Whereas like I'm someone that's working with people all day. I'm in sales. I'm working with customers, things like that. So like naturally I'm more talkative. I'm talking to everybody.
Yeah.
So like I'm going to make friends. Whereas this other guy doesn't want to talk to anybody. He's like, leave me alone. Let me do my thing. So those people, I guess it's different. Like, you know, it just depends on the person, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I am very much somebody who's like, we say this because we literally walk through a gate, like to get into work, but it's like leaving your personal life outside the gate. Like I'm very much somebody who believes in that. Like when you get into work, like it should be two separate things, but it's more for like the negative stuff. Like I'm always somebody who's like, you shouldn't bring your negative stuff into
work.
Leave it at the door.
And also like I you know, vice versa. Like I don't think your negative stuff at work should affect your home life. And naturally, like if you get pissed off at work, naturally you take some of that home with you.
And vice versa. If you're pissed off going into work, like you're gonna bring some of that.
Do the best you can is how I view it. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you. It's like if I'm gonna make my job enjoyable, I have to interact with these people. And listen, there's people at work that I'm very friendly with at work, but I would never have like a relationship with outside of work for just various reasons. Like at work, it's great.
Yeah.
But like I know outside of work, like this is not.
Where do you draw the line at social media? Like, are you letting people that work with you follow you on social media? What's the?
I had that happen to me like recently. I had like a front desk person that works for me that I've known them for 3 or 4 years, but I think friend requested me, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like you said, it was the power dynamic thing. It's like, this is just, it's not appropriate, you know?
Yeah.
And then I've had like my bellman now, you know, if I've known somebody for 6 or 7 years and we work together and then they leave the company or something like that, and then they send me friend requests, that's a little different. But like while we're still working with each other, like you said, I think I get the private life perspective. Like I'm not going into work and being like, yeah, you know, my wife, she did this today, and then I got the kids, you know, he's got a doctor's appointment today. You know, it's like there's certain stuff that I get that aspect where, you know, you don't have to fully talk to them, but just if you just being friendly and that doesn't really cost or hurt anything, in my opinion.
I'm friends with a lot of people on Facebook, or at least I start off as friends, and I feel like one way or the other. And I mean, I guess you can kind of like figure out why here because of where I work. Like it kind of just, we don't ever interact on Facebook or we end up unfriended each other. But it's, my job, I guess, is unique for like 80% of the time. It's so laid back. Like most of the time, what you're doing is just kind of hanging out and you're just talking to people. So you end up friending each other on Facebook, and it's like, it gives you it gives you something to talk about other than work, I guess. Cause like I'll post we went on vacation. So like I get into work one morning and it's like, oh, I saw y'all went here and here and here. And you just haven't like, cause you're kind of just hanging out all day. Otherwise it's like we're watching the news all day long. And like, that's what we're talking about. I don't want to do that.
News?
It is Fox News.
WDSU.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. It is. And it's like, it's kind of funny because like if that's what we're doing all day, like I just keep like then I don't talk. Like I'm just like my mouth is just shut all day long, and that's not fun. But like my boss would be like, "Oh, I saw you and your buddies went play golf," and then we start talking about golf.
Yeah.
Or like I'll be like, if I don't really post on Facebook that often. That's mostly like pictures of the kids. But if I'll post like I need recommendations for something, I'll come in and I'll be like, oh, we went here, here, and here. And then you're having like a real conversation.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know.
This whole topic actually made me remember something. I had first world gripes written down, but one of them was that I miss going into the office because I work remote. I genuinely miss being in an office, and it's because I miss. Here's the reason. I miss lunch beers with my coworkers.
There you go.
That's how it connects.
I never did lunch beers, but I've never had a job where the only job I had that actually got a lunch break was in high school.
Yeah.
At Wendy's. Other than that, like we've never had lunch breaks. Everything's been shift work. But like the thing I miss about being at my hotel the most was we were 2 blocks off Bourbon, and we knew Andrew and them on the corner at the bar.
Yeah.
And like we'd get off at 11 o'clock, and it was I'd always work with the same girl at the front desk and the same like bell person, and the 3 of us would get off at 11 and go have a couple drinks.
Yeah.
And like I don't miss that job at all, but I do miss that. I think that's what I mean. I bet you a lot of people would say that like. The thing they miss the most about previous jobs is usually the people. That's what makes leaving jobs hard most of the time.
And it's crazy too, especially if you work at a place like just even for my last hotel that I worked before. You know, I worked 45, 55 hours a week with these people, and then besides the my good buddy Denny, it's like everybody else I probably won't ever see again, or if I see him, it'll be once in a blue moon. It's like I'm spending more time with these people than my family, and then just all of a sudden it's like boom. Then you just never, and it's just like the same thing when you grow up going to school with these people, and then in reality you'll see them in a Walmart somewhere, and you're like, whoa, what's going on, man? You know, it's like,
or you'll be like, please don't talk.
Yeah,
to me.
you're like,
yeah,
walk faster, walk faster, walk faster.
I was gonna say I don't have the lunch beer at work situation, but it does make that is one thing I miss about like college.
Yeah,
it'd be like we would, especially when I went to Kneauxs for my P-Tech program, we would get like a 2-hour lunch break for the day, and we would sneak off to I think it was like Buster's in Chalmette, and we'd go have lunch. We'd go have lunch drinks, and I mean we'd get hammered, bro. Like we'd go play darts and all kinds of like just. On lunch, I missed that.
The amount of people that work in a professional setting that have lunch beers and lunch cocktails and things like that, you'd be shocked.
Mm-hmm.
When I worked for the Baby Cakes, because we worked such long hours, and it's not like we had lunch time at any place I've ever worked. It was just like, hey, we got to eat. Oh, it's lunchtime. You want to go grab something to eat? And then we end up eating at some random bar that has good food. And it's like, hey, you want to drink? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to drink. So then you're drinking. You show back 3 drinks later, you show back up. It's like, dude, I'm kind of buzzed right now.
More than once it's been like that. There was I'm not gonna throw his name out there, but one of my buddies that I went to Kneauxs with, there was one day where it was like we went through. So the way this program worked, just to like give a little bit of backstory, like it was only for people who had already had a bachelor's degree, because it's supposed to be a 2-year program. They call it a fast track program because you already have your base classes.
Mm-hmm.
They do this program in like 6 months or 3 months, but you're in classes all day long. So like you go to lunch, and then the second half of your day is like one long class. So we had this one, but they changed it every 4 weeks. So for this 4-week stretch, we had this teacher that was just miserable for like the last half of the day. And the last half of the day would get so boring and dry, and you just start falling asleep. So we went to Sonic one day, got a 32-ounce Coke or a root beer or whatever, went buy a bottle of Crown, and we went back to Kneauxs with 32-ounce Crown and Coke for the rest of the day.
Dude.
After we had already gone to lunch and went drink, I was like, we might as well keep this going. And I think we ended up making a night out of it.
So speaking of lifelong friends and drinking with coworkers and all this stuff, this relates to me working for the Baby Cakes one more time, where I had a buddy that We would do lunch beers, same as that. And then what we would normally do on game days, you're working at 8 a.m. anyway, and then you're making your sales calls, you're doing whatever throughout the day. And then at 5 o'clock, your day kind of winds down, but then you're starting to pick back up because you got groups coming in or you got people starting to come in for the game. You work until midnight. But what we would do at 5 o'clock or like 4:30 sometimes is we'd be like, hey, we're going to make a run for smoothies or whatever. And like we genuinely were getting smoothies most of the time. But near the end of our run there, we determined, hey, there's a daiquiri shop right next to the smoothie place. So if we just get a smoothie cup and put daiquiris in it, no one's going to know the difference.
Yep.
And that became a thing for about 3 months.
Yeah. When like naturally you got to test the limits. It's just like, it just kind of happens as bad as it sounds. Like, we were definitely going to get lunch beers. How far can we take this?
Well, when we realized no one cared, it was like, okay, the team's moving. We're just going through the motions. Let's just have a good time. I'm going to have a little buzz while I help Timmy throw out his first pitch.
Right. It was like how college is. Like, you would just naturally, there'd be times where you would just not, you're like, I'm not going to this class today. Like, it's just not happening. And that kind of happened with this, but we had to be like you couldn't miss as many days. And this was just one of those days. It was like, dude, either I don't go to this class or we could go grab these drinks from Sonic and at least make the last bit of this day fun. And that's what happened. It was the class was great. I don't know what it was about. But it was a good time. We're just sitting there and we didn't sit next to each other. I was at like the front of the class. He was at the back. And just all throughout the class, we just kept making eye contact and just busted out laughing for no reason. It was great.
Things you do as a youngin'.
Yeah. You got to live, man.
I would never do that shit anymore. I get tired now. If I were to try that, I would be passing out to like, nah. What's wrong with him? I don't know. He's tired.
You do go to Keurig in the middle of lunch, right?
Yeah, but I don't really drink when I do that.
Yeah.
I get coffee.
Yeah.
Every now and
then.
But it's very, very rare. And that's normally you're with me if that happens.
So I'm the problem.
No,
we're getting to the bottom of
Here's the thing. Here's the problem is actually me. It's me. Hi. The problem is me, but the problem is if there's ever anyone else that is a willing participant, I'm like, yep, let's do this.
See, my problem is now I don't know when usually because I don't get as many days or nights to like go off and do something. It's like if I start this at lunch, I'm gonna want this. Like if I'm spending the time to catch a buzz at lunch, I don't get to do this often. I'm gonna want this to go for the rest of the night, and I'm gonna want it to be a night. And then if I can't, I just get really upset.
Yeah, I just get tired.
Yeah,
all right, that's it. My day's over.
Speaking of lunch, I have a complaint about my wife.
Oh boy!
Yay!
I love wife complaint episodes. Let's do it.
But I think we can all relate. I think this is one that all men will relate to. Just one time, I'd like to ask the question, "What do you want to eat?" and just get an answer. Like just to be like Chick-fil-A. I don't even care what the answer is. Like if I'm just given an answer, I would be ecstatic. It could be something I don't even like, and I'd be so excited to go have sushi, which I don't eat. Mm-hmm. But I'd be like, yeah, today. I like sushi. Like just one time I want to be like, hey, what do you want to eat for dinner? And not get, I don't know. Just once. It'd be like the biggest joy of life. Honestly. Like kids being born, my wife telling me what she wants to eat. It'd be like right there. It's every time. I'm sure you can relate to this.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just like, man, there's 365 days in a year. I cannot come up with lunch and dinner every weekend and dinner every night. I just can't do it. I can't. I only have so many ideas in my head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I complain about that all the time, about just having to figure out lunch and dinner every day. I'm like, it's going to end up being the same thing because I don't want to make it. Like now I'm exhausted from having to make a choice.
Yeah. Like I don't even, and I know you're the same way, I don't even dislike cooking.
No.
Like if you tell me you want a certain meal, I'll be like, yeah. Sure, let's do it.
Yeah,
but like,
you know what I've realized though? I think it's a maybe a me thing, maybe everybody thing. If I just treat the situation like it's just me, like if I just lived on my own and I had to decide, wouldn't be that big of a deal. I'd be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna get this for this day, this for this day, this for this day. But now because I'm trying to make someone else happy, now there's the pressure and the weight of that choice. And I'm like, I don't want to do wrong because last time you liked this, and now all of a sudden you don't like this anymore. So I have no idea what to get you. And then you're just
throw the kids in the equation. Yeah. You're like, we would eat sushi, but they won't eat sushi.
So I don't do that.
Dude, now I've just gotten to the point like this, not all the time, but this week specifically because we've had so much going on with like having a kid and all that stuff, having a new kid, fresh baby. I just went to the store and I had in my head, because I was like, all right, we're gonna get stuff to make pizza, we're gonna get stuff to make wings. I'm just like rattling things off that I want. I'm like, we're gonna get stuff to do this. I know Victoria likes this. Okay, I'll get stuff to do that. Yeah. And I was like, all right, I got 4 meals. Boom. And I just bought it. Didn't ask anybody. Showed up at the house. I was like, hey, we need to do this or this. Which one?
I'm very much. After like year, once like my oldest was able to like eat real food, once I quickly realized he was going to be picky, my meals are not revolving around a 2-year-old. No. It's just not happening. My wife was like, we got to get something the kids are eating. No, we don't. We have stuff at home.
Yeah.
Like it may be a Lunchable for the 3rd day in a row.
Fix them a quesadilla.
Yeah. Like
tortilla and cheese.
I'm very much to the point now. Like I've gotten to the point almost 6 years into this where I'm like, if you don't tell me what you want to eat, you're just not eating. Like this is what we have. Figure it out. Mm-hmm. Like you're old enough to go look in the fridge, look in the pantry, find what you want. You're almost old enough to cook it yourself. Yeah. Like we're not doing all that. And I'm not revolving my meals around that. It's bad enough because you're talking about how it'd be easier by yourself. It'd be easier for me too. Cause like I could eat the same thing over and over. Like I'll eat chicken, and I think if I was by myself, I'd be a much healthier individual. Yeah,
probably. I'm not gonna lie.
Because I could just like I'm cool with. I'll take 6 chicken breasts and just put different seasoning on each one of them, and I'll be happy.
I'll put the same seasoning.
And
then I'll make a tub of tuna salad, and like I'm telling you, like it's gonna be like 3 things. Like,
and I'd have like I'd go get me something to eat like once a week, and it'd be just cake. Like I'll feel bad because like I'll make myself meals, and like I'll just be like, this is what I'm eating tonight, and then like the rest of them are eating cereal for dinner. I'm like, what do you want from me? And I'm kind of a dick because I'll be like, you're an adult, like figure out what you want to eat. You know, I tell it to my kid, my 5-year-old also. I'll be like, you're an adult, figure out what you want to eat. I don't know.
I don't know if that's more frustrated. Is like you get no answer or you get the. Well, I'm thinking about this place or this place. And then they say, what do you want? And you're like, I'm fine with this. I don't really want that. I'm thinking about this. And you're like, why give me the choice if you already are predetermined in your head where you're going to go?
Yeah, you were going to say something?
No, I was just going to say my daughter is already doing that. I think it might be a woman thing. I don't know. This morning for breakfast, I was like, hey, baby, I'll make you some breakfast. Like we have this, or this. She's like, I want you to choose. And I'm like, okay, like, all right, I'll do this. And she's like, I don't want that. And I'm like, okay, well, then I'll do this. She's like, I don't want that. I'm like, okay, well, then I have this. And she's like, I don't want that. And I'm like, well, you just said no to every choice. So now I have no idea what to do.
Back at square one.
See, the youngest, obviously, is too little to like really figure out what he wants. But the oldest, he's very good about telling me what he wants. My problem is it's always like pancakes. You know what I mean? Like, so he's good or like always... I don't know, just something that I don't want him to eat every single day. Mm-hmm. But like he's good at being like, this is what I want. I'm like, dude, you cannot eat cereal for lunch, dinner, like we can't just do that. Like breakfast. I'm a big breakfast for dinner guy. Mm-hmm. I like breakfast for dinner, but we cannot be eating pancakes and waffles every night. Like we got to figure this out.
You,
it depends.
Yeah.
Are they Kodiak cakes? Do they still fit your macros?
Like I'll smack some French toast at 10 p.m. Okay?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
But also. Like my kid does not need to eat French toast every single night. Like it's like I'm trying to be at least somewhat promote being a healthy family. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man.
Mine's a peanut butter and jelly. Like I made my oldest son. He does that. Sometimes it aggravates me. Like look, we can do whatever. What do you want? PB and jelly. It's like no, you're not getting peanut butter and jelly. This is the 4th night you keep requesting peanut butter.
But even things like I don't think it's obviously not the healthiest thing, right? But like even that, I'm like, that's fine, like for him to eat a lot, but also like I don't feel like you should be eating the same. Like you need to mix it up. We need to get some other like vitamins and things in your meals. We just can't be eating the same thing every single night like that. If it's not like chicken, broccoli, and rice, we got to switch it up. But this all came up because we went off yesterday and we were at City Park because we went to the Children's Museum. And I wanted to go to Blue Oak. I was like, we never get to go to Blue Oak. I want to go to Blue Oak. Kids in the back. I want Chick-fil-A.
Nope.
I'm like, dude, I don't want Chick-fil-A.
Too bad we're not going there.
But also, like, I know that there's nothing really at Blue Oak that he's gonna eat. So I'm like, we can find somewhere else that we can go eat. I was like,
Blue Oak has a kids menu now.
yeah,
Did you know
but
that?
my kids are so fucking picky.
I think they have like a grilled cheese on it.
Maybe they might have eaten that. I don't know. But I'm like, we can go eat. Like,
There's some mac
I was like,
and
even if
cheese.
it's not Blue Oak, there's other places around here that we
To
don't
be
get all
fair,
the.
their mac and cheese is not good. Anyways, continue.
I was gonna say,
We're just going on.
I'm just saying, there's like, there's other places around here we could have went that's
Yeah.
not Chick-fil-A that we get all the time. And listen, I like Chick-fil-A, but I don't want it all the time. And so I asked my wife, I'm like, where can we go? She's like, I don't know what's around here. I'm like, neither do I. I was like, I just pulled up my phone and just looked. Like, you have this the technology's right there.
That is a big pet peeve of
Listen.
mine. When I'm driving and she's like, where do you want to eat? I'm like, I don't know. What are you in the mood for? And she's like, I don't know. I don't know what's around here. I'm like, okay, cool. I guess I'll grab my phone while I'm driving.
Yeah. Oh, well, then she'll bitch at me about being on my phone while I'm driving. But I'm like, I know you don't know what's around here. Neither do I. But I thought it was, just common sense. Open the phone. It's not like if only we had the ability to see what was around us at all times, anywhere. I'm like, we're going to Chick-fil-A, I guess, because I don't know what else is around here. We ended up at Chick-fil-A, but those little things, just little things that annoy me.
Yeah.
I did see. It's not food related, but you talked about the computers and stuff like that. They had a guy. He was showed a TikTok and he had asked ChatGPT to show him all the garage sales in his area and route it to like in a route that it would be a perfect circle, basically back to his house.
Nice.
And it pulled it right up, and he was able to do his little garage sales.
That's so. Every now and then, there's like piece of information that it blows my mind that ChatGPT has. How does it know where all the? I feel like garage sales are like the only thing still not really posted 100% on the internet.
They're hard to find, dude.
Like if you garage sales and estate sales, it's like here's a sign on the corner, handwritten, always handwritten. Garage sale Saturday. They're even promoted. Like, hey, it's gonna be Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Half
People
the
do,
time they're still there a week later, and you're like, oh, this is last week.
Yeah, they're
Nope,
like,
missed
people
it.
just didn't buy all the shit, and we really want to get rid of this. It's like
Just missed it.
maybe they're on Facebook groups, and maybe that's how it's getting the information, which is also a
Yeah.
little creepy. But it's like,
It has access. I mean, as long as
yeah,
I don't know. It told me I tried to do something with Instagram, and it told me it didn't have an account, so it couldn't do it. But I don't know how that works with other social medias.
I learned today that I'm starting to. I went with very quickly. It was like 3 weeks ago. I was telling you I don't know what to use ChatGPT for.
I use it for all kinds of
I'm
stuff.
trusting it too much now, I think, because I asked it today. The Rangers were playing, back to baseball, the Rangers were playing the Astros. Adolis Garcia was having a really good game. Every time he plays the Astros, he owns the Astros. So I was curious. I was like, what are his stats just against the Astros? And it spit out some information, and it was like about 72 or 73 hits. Basically said, depends on who you ask. I was like, no, this is a very... And then it's like, maybe his batting average is maybe between 280 or 290, depending on plate appearances. And I was like, what? This feels like information you just should be able to access very easily.
Yeah.
I was like, how is this an estimate? It's not 72 or 73. Did he bat 72 or 73 times? And then I'm like, but problem is, I rolled with it. Posted on Twitter. I was like, these are his stats.
I have noticed that it struggles with stats, with like
Which
sports
is
stats.
weird. That's
Yeah.
so weird because that's like the most cut and dry.
Feels
different-
like you should just have sources. Like ESPN has sort of sports
Yeah.
reference. Like you could easily just pull. Yeah, I don't know.
If it's something that I feel like I can find with like 15 minutes of research, it should be able to find.
Right.
Like it can just generate. It can give me an entire business plan in like 2 minutes, but it can't tell me how many yards Drew Brees threw for in 2010
Yeah.
off the top of its head. You know what I mean? And now but it shoots that, and I'm like, now what do I should I trust this? I don't know. I don't know what I should trust anymore.
You got to take it with a grain of salt. But a lot of times it's pretty damn good. It's crazy.
I do love it all of a sudden. Not gonna lie.
I use it for all kinds of stuff. The whole time we were in the hospital, I mean, like, I used ChatGPT like it was my personal doctor since the doctors. And I told that to the doctor at one point, and she was like, ooh, don't use Google. And I said, well, I'm not using Google. I'm using AI.
Google's terrible. Google AI, that new little Google update that's
Yeah.
like the little AI summary, always wrong.
Yeah.
Always. You just can't trust that anymore. I don't know what's going on there, but that's just wrong.
I'll tell you this. it was so spot on with the plan of care that was going to be suggested to me based on the information I was putting in about my new child, that I knew things before the doctor told me things. And I was like, yeah, that sounds right. Okay. That's what ChatGPT told me.
Yeah, it's getting good. There's been a couple things where I'm like, I don't know if I need XYZ anymore. And it's like,
Yeah.
And this is the free version. How good do you think the paid version is?
I don't,
Or is it just more? You just get to do more things.
I think you
in
just
a
get to
day?
do more things, but I think there's obviously different versions that you can get access
Yeah.
to as well, like different models.
That's the other
stuff
thing.
like
I
that.
haven't even dove. Like, I feel like if you really take advantage, like know what model to use for this and that,
Yeah.
I feel like then it really gets scary.
Did we talk about it last time? I can't remember. How a lot of different AIs now have been prompted to like, or saying like, hey, like I'm going to unplug you. And basically they've all tried to duplicate themselves and put themselves in a different server to like save themselves. And then when asked about it, they've lied.
Whoa.
So like, how crazy. It's insane. Like the power of these things and the self-preservation that maybe they go through from time to time it's a little
And it's new.
scary.
Like, this is the beginning.
Yeah.
It's the beginning.
Like there was one, it wasn't ChatGPT, it was another one. And I think it was kind of built into the code, or there was something that it was prompted to do it this way. So like when I first read the story, I was like, whoa, but then I read more and I was like, oh, okay. There was a guy who like said, hey, I'm going to unplug you like this, and this. And it basically went and found personal information on him from his emails, which was fake. But the emails essentially said something along the lines of like, hey, I'm having an affair with so-and-so. Like, I don't want this to get out. And the AI model was like, hey, I see you're having this affair. It would be a shame if, like, basically threatened him. I was like, holy shit. Like the power of these things to pull this information and try and use it against you when you're like, hey, I'm going to kill you, essentially.
It's crazy.
In your life.
I've started to be like, at what point? It's kind of expensive right now to do the
Like
paid
$20
stuff.
a month for ChatGPT.
Yeah. Or it's like $200 and something for like the top one.
For the business version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at what point am I gonna start using this so much that like ChatGPT is gonna be like part of my like subscriptions?
I thought about paying for it. Like
Yeah.
yesterday, I was doing something. I was like,
Do you use it for
Do I
work?
just pay? Yeah.
I was gonna say I feel like if you use it for work, it could be pretty beneficial.
When I was going out on leave, because there's nobody to do my job, I basically had to come up with like a plan for 3 different people. And instead of trying to go through and take my time and write 3-4 different documents about all these different things, I basically just put a bunch of information in ChatGPT and said, okay, come up with a structured plan for this person, and this person. I gave their titles and like all that stuff. And it was spot on.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is crazy.
It's not ChatGPT, but like I have my Meta glasses, and Meta's a little worse than ChatGPT, but it's still like really good. And like I've worn them to work before. When I first got them, I was like, let me see, because you can be like, look at this and tell me what it is or whatever. And actually, I tweeted out a while back that I was trying to fix the air conditioner at work, and it was through I said ChatGPT, but it was through my glasses. And I was like, I told it, I was like, this is happening. Walk me through it. And it'd be like, you need to look for this. If you go around and take a picture with the glasses, I'll tell you if it's the right thing. I was like, this is the future.
It's crazy.
At that moment, I was like, this is the future. Like, imagine like you have a daughter, right? And she's just learning how to drive. Has like a blowout on the side of the road, doesn't know how to change the tire. But she's got these glasses. She can just be like, hey, tell me how to change this tire. And it's going to walk her right through it perfectly. And I was like, this is the first time I'm like, this is useful.
I explained it to my wife the other day as basically having a subject matter expert in anything you want.
All time.
Just right there next to you.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, I'm having problems with this. Here's a picture of it. And they'll be like, oh, I see from the picture, it looks like you're using model, blah, 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 blah. Typically with this model. And it just goes into detail. And I'm like, holy crap.
And I was like, I tested it on things that I knew. I was like, I need to see when I first got them. I was like, I need to see if it's right. It's like, I went up to our fire truck at work and I'd be like, look at this and tell me what it is. And it walked me through the entire thing. Like a couple things were like maybe a little off, but not really. Like it still was somewhat correct. Like this is incredible. Like this is the best. I mean, and like it feels ridiculous to have these things on your face. I mean, they look just like glasses, but like to be walking around with AI on your face sounds ridiculous. But then you have there's gonna be a scenario where I have them. I can see it now. Like I'm gonna have them and be like, oh, I have these. I could get out of this situation. Especially somebody like me. Like you're super handy, and you watch YouTube shit all the time, so you're like starting to get to be a real handyman.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't grow up like learning how to do all this shit, so it's gonna be helpful for me at some point.
Yeah.
What if you could take it to escape rooms?
I would do it.
Just kick ass on escape rooms.
See, that's the
break
thing.
records.
That feels shitty. You're just cheating.
But wait, see, I would bring them to the escape room because they take videos. I would do it for the purpose of like the POV. But at some point, I'm gonna be like, I could definitely just ask this and get out of this. I would never. Nobody could hear it. I would never tell them that I'm asking
You
it.
just to the other room. Yeah, can you show me how to solve this puzzle? And you're like, what'd you say? Nothing. Just trying to figure out how to.
So we have to do these things at work. It's like a little computer. I forget what they call them. It's like little training things basically. But we do them every year. It's always the same answers. Nothing ever really changes. You're not learning anything.
Mm-hmm.
But there's somewhere I don't remember the answer because I'm not really doing the like reading through the material anymore. It's mostly just memorization. But there's been times where I'll forget and I'll be like, hey, read this and just tell me the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And it does it.
Yeah.
Always right. Never wrong.
Are we scared that like the people that graduate with doctor degrees and stuff, there's a chance that they're using AI and
No.
They're just not really knowing what they're
They
doing?
100% are, or some of them are. They have to.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. The UCLA guy, he graduated, and then they're showing all the college kids that are graduating, and then he literally flips his computer over, and he's just got Chat GPT open, and he's showing like all the different stuff that he submitted with it.
My question is that at what point does school actually become irrelevant? Like, is there ever a point?
I think it just it evolves into like what they're looking for in school. Instead of you writing a thesis on X, Y, and Z, or maybe it doesn't. Like you still need to be able to use Chat GPT to effectively pull that information, and then
schools are going to have to embrace. Like it's going to have to just be embraced, right? Like
I'll tell you this. Jobs are fully embracing it. Like I'll talk to people in different people that are interviewing and things like that, and they'll flat out tell me like, I hope people use AI to solve this random like problem that I gave them to present on. Because like when you interview now at a lot of stuff that I do, they'll give you a problem. They'll be like, hey, create a 10 slide deck and walk us through how you would solve problems X, Y, and Z. And they essentially hope that you use ChatGPT to put something together because they want to see that you're able and willing to use new technologies and figure things out.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you don't want it to ever get to the point where like if you got to write a paper, like you don't ever want them to just be like, hey, ChatGPT, write the paper. But like using that to get the information, and I don't know, it has to be embraced at this point. You can't just it can't be like when smartphones became a thing and they're like, we don't want smartphones anywhere around. You know, like you have to. It's unavoidable. It's the future. It's kind of like how there's Excel classes in school. Mm-hmm. And classes on Word and stuff, like you're gonna eventually have to have like a Chat GPT,
which is crazy to me because like when people are like, I don't know how to use it. In my head, I'm like, you just do.
Yeah, it's
literally
Google.
Any thought you have.
I told you I started it, but Aaron has something he wants to get out here.
I'm just laughing at a fake scenario in my head where you're just laying on the bed and getting ready to have a major surgery, and then they're asking you to count down. And you got the gas like 5, 4, and then the last thing you hear is a doctor go, "Hey, Chat GPT, can you tell me what's going on?" And you're like, "What?" You just wake up, and it's just the last thing you heard was him asking Chat GPT.
Doctor, it appears that you have asked this question too quickly. You may have concerned your patient, but here's what you should do.
That's funny.
Patient has experienced massive trauma.
Yeah. No, it's going to have to become a thing, man. They're going to have to teach it in schools. But like you said, it is funny when people, I do have the same reaction. I try not to be an ass about it. When somebody's like, I don't know how to do Chat GPT. I'm like, my way I started was I just replaced Google with it. That's how I started. And then from there, the difference is you can ask follow-up questions.
Right.
And that's how you really start to get into it.
Yeah. And you can literally just give it as much context as you want. Hey, I'm trying to do this because of this, and I'd really like this to be the outcome, but I want it to also kind of do this. And it'll just give you the answer.
Yeah. I do think it's kind of funny when somebody's like, I'm not good at ChatGPT. I'm like, I guess there's a way to be good at it, but also no, there's not. It's just if you can be as specific as possible and follow up and clarify, I've wanted to test it. I don't have the time really, but like I've wanted to just pick a topic, like something I know nothing about, and just use only ChatGPT to try to learn.
I went down a rabbit hole one night of theology because I've talked on here before about like I'm a Christian, but Catholics kind of confuse me, and I argued with ChatGPT for like 3 hours.
It's funny that you argue with it.
Basically, because they were basically like it's subjective, and I'm like it's not subjective.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. That is it. That's an interesting topic to talk to it about.
Well, and it swayed me a little, like just it opened my eyes and ears, I guess, in my brain to understand like why a Catholic may defer on opinions about certain things in the Bible versus like what I've learned.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is cool, but I hate it.
I use it. I told you when that other morning when I told you, I was like, hey, I have all this information now about this new college rule.
Oh yeah.
And I need something to do with it. He was like, why? Why did you? I was like, I have like 10 pages of notes. He was like, why? I was like, I don't know.
But I started doing the same thing.
Yeah,
right
I had one question, literally one question. And then next thing I know, I have 10 pages of notes. I only took the notes because I thought we might use it for a podcast or something. That's the only reason I did the notes. But I just started having a ton of questions. And then I was like, by the time I got to the end, I was like, oh, this is like a multiple scroll thing here. But I knew zero about that going into it. And now I feel like I know everything.
The beauty of that is you could have had all that information in there. And then because you knew you wanted to do a podcast with it, you could have said, hey, everything we just talked about, can you put that into a podcast format and give me like highlighted topics and deep dives in each conversation that I can follow?
Do you know how many times I've just had like, all of a sudden I'm having just you can do just the voice version on your phone. How many times I've just had a natural conversation with that? Like it starts off very robotic, like the question. Just like I have a creative idea and I'll just be like, hey, I have this idea. And then like 15 minutes later, I feel like I'm talking to a friend walking me through like, would you like me to suggest like where you should put these words like in a logo? Yeah, why not?
Thanks, buddy.
So many times. You know how many podcast ideas I've run by ChatGPT?
I've actually got full podcasts already planned out with a 12-week long structure that I just haven't started.
Yeah, that is funny, Patty. I'm going to have a lot of free time. Granted, you just got it.
I haven't had any free time. It's been insane.
Yeah.
My only free time has been spent on college football.
Fair.
Some good free
Do
time.
you think it could help me recruiting?
I might. God damn it.
No, I'm
mad.
No, I don't want to do it for like our league, but I kind of want to do like an offline dynasty where I only do what ChatGPT says and see what it tells me to do.
That's funny.
It might not be up to date yet on 26 though.
It probably isn't.
That could be fun. Like you only like the chat that could be a streaming thing, and we'll keep tuck it away. Let's wrap this up.
Beep all that.
I gotta
out.
go to bed.
Yeah, go to bed. All right, that's it. Close it out. Give them kisses.
Bye. Love you. Until next time. Love you. Make garage sales great again.
That's also bad.